Yo, how's it going, my fellow Cowfishians? This is Cause Agent K speaking, and welcome to the next 5-minute review, more or less, of a game called NOX. To give you a small snippet of what NOX is an action role-playing game developed by Westwood Studios and published by Electronic Arts in January 31st, the year 2000, for Microsoft Windows. So, year 2000 is probably when I was like 12 years old. But I most likely ended up playing the game when I was in high school, so about 15, probably. It details the story of Jack. So Jack is the main character that you use in the game. A young man from Earth who is pulled into a high fantasy parallel universe and has to defeat the evil sorceress Hecuba and her army of necromancers to return home. Depending on the player choice of character class, so I'll give you a little snippet of what those are, is at the beginning of the game, a warrior, conjurer, or wizard. The game follows 3 largely different linear storylines, each leading to its unique ending. So apparently, depending on which character you choose, you get a different ending. I've played this game plenty of times as a warrior. That's usually the type of classes that I actually enjoy playing as, but this time around I actually ended up playing it as the conjurer. So that was pretty cool and unique. For me at least. Depending on who you choose, apparently you get a different ending. I wish I knew what the ending was for the warrior. I simply don't know what it was, but I'm assuming this NOX will be a game that I will always end up playing regardless. I'm not here to sway you when it comes to, I guess you can say, other reviews, whether you should play it or not. Mainly because this is a game that I just truly enjoy from the very first day that I actually got to play the game. So regardless of what I say, I'm always going to be like, yeah, this game's pretty cool. The things that I love about it is the story. Even though it's such a basic story, I don't know, something about it, you know, kind of makes you want to go forward and see what's happening in the storyline itself. So like the level layout, the enemies that you encounter, the spells that you can learn, in my case, the enemies that you can summon. So the same enemies that you are fighting, you can either take over or summon yourself, depending on which point of the story you are in. The enemies that you fight in general, like the pieces of armor that you can wear, the item description, the fact that you can talk to every villager, I don't know, just everything about the game is amazing. So linear fashion in the game, meaning basically you just need to go from point A to point B. So if you have to go to do a quest and you find a cave, those caves usually will always lead to a dead end or a trap where you would fall down, not insta-kill you, but find another, like, another floor of the cave, and you will find a elevator that would just go back up, but essentially you would always be, moving forward. Like, there's no branching paths, there's no alternative ways of getting to different spots. It's just a matter of you go from here to here, and that's about it. So yeah, even though the game's pretty linear, I don't know, just something about it I always go back to. I can't remember the last time I played the game, but obviously recently, where I played it for about a week, finally finished it about, I don't know, about 10-15 hours. I don't know because the game doesn't specifically tell you, but it took me about 10-15 hours to do. I just loved it. I would definitely recommend anyone to play this game. It's sort of like Diablo 1, where you go to one area, you can kill every single enemy, and go to the next area and kill every single enemy again. The enemies don't respawn, so they'll always be dead. You don't get waves of enemies, you just get sections of enemies, I guess you could say. Like, the game to me is just pretty badass. I would definitely suggest anyone play the game if you're just interested in playing a classic role-playing game, for instance. Like Diablo 1. It's just awesome. The reason why I wanted to review it is just so everyone can maybe either go back or play a game that they would never have touched to begin with, or even heard of, and just try out what a classic PC game would have been back in the year 2000. Again, just everything about it is everything. Like, there's no negatives in this game for me whatsoever. Like, the music is amazing. Obviously, player choice is not all that great, but you did not have all that many player choice to begin with in Diablo 1 either. Diablo 1, it was the warrior, the archer, and the wizard as well. So technically, these three classes is something that you would have encountered back in the day. Nowadays, you get way more than that. But again, just to take you back of when things were simpler, I guess you can say. I don't know. If I were you, I'd try it, but obviously, I'm 1000% biased when it comes to this game. I don't know, like, which points to specifically say, because just everything about it in general, like, the game in general is amazing. So, yeah, like, I won't say much more with that. I'll obviously put up little bulletins as to what it is you should be looking out for, but it's definitely a game you should look at without having to be spoiled whatsoever. Just, if you know what Diablo 1 is, it's basically that in, you know, not Blizzard form. So, yeah, either way, hope you guys check out the game NOX. Again, released January 31st, year 2000. So, keep that in mind, and hope to see you in the next one. Take care.